Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Wednesday show. Maybe? I don't know if you can hear me or if you're even there. Apparently, I'm Dracula. So, come right here. If you suck my blood now, then I will get to you. Because I am Dracula, and that is what I do. Hello. Welcome to all of our first time followers. Uh, we sing like Dracula to Disney songs. It's the whole point of this broadcast and podcast and all that other cast is that they have out there. Fishcast? I don't know. How you doing, Frank Pam? I just turned on my heat for the first time yet last night. It's right now. I'm guessing it's probably in the 50s right now. Let me check here. Yeah, right now it's 55. It'll be dropping down to the 40s later on this evening. So yeah, it's a little chillier, but it's also a very comfortable hoodie. It's a very lightweight. It's a running hoodie, so it's not like I don't know. Sometimes I wear it around here. I usually have my air conditioning on inside the condo whenever I'm inside, but today I got home and I was like, it's a little chilly. I better put on my heater today, unfortunately. So I just turned it on like half an hour ago, but it's got the new burning smell because when you haven't turned it on for a long time. Hello. All right, so today we're going to be talking all about Disney. So if you guys want to join us, join us. We are probably going to be doing our bracket series, but we are going to let you guys decide what you want to have to go through in our series tonight. So whether you want to do a bracket series or a different type of show, we will be going through one of those. So let's get this party started. We are going to start the 798th. It's a big number. Episode, I say that every time. Episode of the Wednesday show in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 798th episode of the Wednesday show. Today is December 4th, 2024, and I'm your host, as always, Brent Dodge. Hello. Today we're going to be going through and talking about Disney with you guys, but before we get to that, let's talk about our news for the week. First off, thank you everyone out there who's been joining us for our Saturday in the Park. If you didn't already know, every single Saturday we do a live broadcast from someplace found throughout the Walt Disney World Resort. You never know where we're going to be coming to you from, but I promise you we'll always be coming to you live from Disney. This past Saturday, we were over at Epcot. We checked out the brand new Gingerbread Spaceship Earth and also took a look at the Epcot Christmas tree. This coming up Saturday, we're going to try, I can't make any promises, but we're going to try to potentially see one of these storybook tellers at 1 o'clock Eastern. So make sure to join us every single Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern time. And of course, while we're on the topic, if you are not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. We are starting off at, it didn't pop up. 8,157 subscribers. And before someone points it out and someone says, wait a minute, this number was much higher last week. Yes, if you look at here, let's put this up full blast here. If you look, you can see that right below the word last, it kind of dips down a little bit. There is this thing that happens a lot of times when you are doing YouTube, where YouTube will send these messages just randomly, and they're like, hey, by the way, we're clearing out a lot of the bot subscribers and a lot of people who have just not been on YouTube for a long period of time. Usually if it's like no one has logged on for over a year, then they drop you out of the subscriber race. And unfortunately, that happened this past weekend to me. So we finished the show at 8,166 subscribers, and then all of a sudden was like, woo, and I have not been able to recover yet. And I kept on thinking, I hope I can at least get another 21 subscribers so we get above that number. But unfortunately, That has not happened. So if you are not subscribed and you're watching this, make sure you subscribe. Or if you know anyone who's not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Our goal still is 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We are currently 1,843 away. So send all of your friends right now. That's going to be our whole show tonight, is me just watching you guys have people subscribe, and we will watch this number go up as the evening goes on. So is there, I wish there was a way to put that, like, instead of making it the opposite. So instead of me being really small, they have it so that's really, but they don't do that. Okay. And as always, tonight's episode is sponsored by the wonderful, the super duper, the amazing Patreon pals. Patreon pals. They will give you a wedgie. Actually, that's not true. They're just kind, beautiful people. If you're one of our Patreon pals out in the chat room right now, give us an oh yeah. Also, let's do one last announcement. This is not a announcement yet on specifics, but I do want to give you guys a little update on the book. So last night I was up until about 3:30 in the morning working on edits for the new book, and I got about 90% of the book done, and this is all we have left. So this is going to be a closer look at Disney's Animal Kingdom's Dino Land USA. And for those of you who are like, oh, that doesn't seem like too much, well, it started off at this size right here. So we have been going like crazy and getting this thing done. And you know what? Just because you guys are all amazing, and maybe if we get enough likes on this video right now, so if you haven't liked the video yet, maybe we'll do a little, maybe just, no, not halfway, 90% of the way done. It is literally, I will be finishing this tonight. Tonight we are going to be finishing up the editing portion of the book. And since you guys are all amazing people out there, let's do one last little preview here. So let's do a quick little look at the cover of the book. It is not complete yet. However, it is being worked on right now as we speak. But here is a little preview of what the book cover looks like currently. There are going to be a few different changes on there, but overall, that is going to be our overall theme of the book cover. So we are going to have this book out sometime in the near future, and we're not even done with this one, and we still have people. When do you expect the TCL book? Well, let's answer that question too. But before we answer that question, real quick, you guys are going to choose the topic of the show tonight. So we are either going to continue our bracket series. We've taken a few week break from our bracket series, but we can go through and do either a Disney bracket series. Who's the art? The artist is going to remain a mystery for the time being until the cover is done. And then the artist is, I'm extremely excited about the artist. We're not going to go into too much detail about the artist, but let's do a quick little recap. From Screen to Theme. So the publishing company that published From Screen to Theme, Dog Ear Publishing, they are no longer in business. But they asked me what I wanted to have the book cover be. They are going to get a professional artist to do it, and they came up with this. I said, I want to have a film reel going to a castle, and they came up with a great cover, and I was very, very pleased with this piece of artwork. And then my next two books, a closer look at the Magic Kingdom's Fantasyland and a closer look at the Magic Kingdom Liberty Square. I wanted very simplistic things because I didn't want to have it so it took away too much. And I had my little brother, who's older, but I mean, he's my younger brother. I had him do the covers for those two. And then for my fourth book, a closer look at the Magic Kingdom's Frontierland, I asked one of the kids that I've known for his entire life. He was like 17 years old, I want to say, when he did this. He just got married. So it's been a while since let's figure out. Oh, it was 5 years ago was when this book came out. So yeah, he would have been 17. He would have been 17 years old when this one came out. And then the next one, I was trying to get the same person to do the next cover. And unfortunately, there's just a lot going on in his life right now. And because there's a lot going on in his life right now, I wasn't getting back. He wasn't getting back to me. And I totally understand it. And I needed to find someone else who's going to do the cover. And someone then approached me about it. And I never thought about this person. And there's a good reason why, but we'll explain that when we get to the cover. but I'm very happy that I decided to give this person a chance. And I said, yeah, I think that's a great idea. Send me, this is what I want done. Can you please, create it for me? And right now they are absolutely killing it. I'm very happy with what I've seen so far. And like I said, I know for a fact that they are working on it right now. And yeah, hopefully we'll have the cover reveal, the full cover reveal sometime within the next few days. So cross your fingers that that's going to be done in the next few days. But I'm extremely excited about everything going on here. It's all kind of crazy. Okay, we're going to get to that question in just a second here. But before we get to that, here are your 3 options for tonight's episode. We are either going to have it so tonight we are going to do a continuing the bracket series. We are going to either have it so we do a deep dive into a specific attraction. You guys are going to choose the attraction. Or number 3, we can play a game of Connect the Dots. Throw your votes down in the comments starting right now, and we will figure out which one of those 3 things you want done. While we do that, let's answer this question here. When do you expect the DCL book? I don't know. I'm honestly, I am not completely sure yet. I still have the entire book from what I have done, and it's partially ready to go. The biggest problem with the Disney Cruise Line book is, one, I absolutely love writing it. I want to put that out there. We're not going to be finishing the bracket series. We're just going to be continuing the bracket series. We are very far away from finishing the bracket series. But the problem with the Disney Cruise Line book is not the fact that it's a tough book to write, but it's a tough book to write mainly due to the fact that for like Dinoland, if I have a question about Dinoland, I literally drive a 10-minute drive down the road and go check out Dinoland and say, oh yeah, that's what I missed when I was writing about it. And then I can just drive 10 minutes back and voila. For the cruise line, I only get to go on a cruise about maybe once a year, if that, sometimes twice, but it's typically like once a year. So because of that, it's just more difficult for us to go through and write. Okay, let's go to your votes here to figure out what we're going to do. We have a Disney bracket, Disney bracket, Disney bracket, Disney bracket, Disney bracket. So tonight, guess what? We're going to be talking all about Dinoland. No, we're going to be doing a bracket series, of course. Okay, let's get this party started here. Let me actually pull up the bracket series because I did not actually anticipate the bracket series. Where is our bracket series? Bracket series, where are you? Uh-oh. Where is it? Oh, it's under soundtracks. That's why. That's what was confusing me. I was looking at our bracket, not soundtracks. Okay. So we still have 4. We're still in round number 1 for those people who are thinking that we're close to being done. We are not close to being done. We still have 14 different movie soundtracks that are available to go head-to-head in our first round here. I need 2 numbers between 1 and 14. The first 2 numbers to pop up in the chat will be the ones that are going head-to-head against one another. 2 numbers between 1 and 14. It's in November. It's the cruise. I was like, November just passed. We have a cruise in November. That's number 3 and number 5 are going to be the first 2 that popped up. Number 3, number 5, we are only feeling alive. Okay, let's get through here. Okay, this is going to be an interesting one, because when it comes to all 64 things that you guys threw at me at the start of this entire bracket series, there is one that I'm kind of familiar with, but honestly, I'm not going to lie, I am not completely familiar with, because it's been such a long time since I've experienced this attraction. That's right, we're talking about an attraction. But let's get to it. You know what the best way to do this is? Let's actually just say, you know what, we're not going to get monetized today. We are just going to play a song here and have it so this song will... Oh, this is... This is a terrible recording of the song. The song is If You Had Wings. Here, is this it?
If you had wings, you could do many things. You could widen your world if you had
Okay, so If You Had Wings is an attraction that used to sit where Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin currently sits. And as you can hear in the song, if you had wings, you can do anything. If you had wings. Very, very simple, very, very mundane. But at the same time, it eventually, in the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World, did inspire a chicken item that was found right across the way called If You Had Wings. And it was delicious. And I actually had it multiple times throughout the 50th anniversary. It was the 100th. No, it was the 50th. But yeah, so If You Had Wings, an attraction that can be found over in Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland, in the current home of Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin. Going up against If You Had Wings, and I do apologize to If You Had Wings because I think it's going to be dying pretty soon here. But going up against it is a soundtrack that has so many classic, so many popular songs that it is going to be tough for If You Had Wings to move on. If there's a smile in your heart, there's no better time to start. That's right, we were talking about Peter Pan soundtrack. Now, Peter Pan soundtrack does consist of so many different songs, like You Can Fly, You Can Fly, You Can Fly, You Can Fly. We also have The Second Star to the Right shines in the night for you. And then, of course, even classic songs that most people sing without really realizing that it's from Peter Pan is Following the leader, the leader, the leader. We're following the leader wherever he may go. T-dum, TD, it's time for you to vote. You've got 90 seconds to throw in your vote. It's If You Had Wings or Peter Pan. So throw the vote in the comments now. Ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, I shared your one thing. Did it not pop up on your end? So Peter Pan or If You Had Wings, you guys have not even 90 seconds now. It's now about 60 seconds left to throw your votes into the comments. Which one would you like to have move on to the next round here? I do apologize to If You Had Wings. I think If You Had Wings is a good attraction. Just not one of those most memorable attractions in my mind. Yeah, it's not showing anything for you there. If You Had Wings, to give it some love. Never Smile at a Crocodile is another great one. Never smile at a crocodile. Okay, you guys have like 15 seconds left to throw your votes in there, but it looks like we do have a runaway. All right, we got Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan, Peter Pan, and If You Had Wings, to give it some love. We also have a few people out there who are watching but not voting. If you are one of those people, I encourage you to throw your votes in here, because maybe, just maybe, your favorite thing will go by the wayside because you are not voting actively. Okay, let's go to our next one here. I need two numbers between the numbers of 1 and 12. First two numbers to pop up are going to be our next ones heading against one another. 1 through 12. There's a lot of just great soundtracks. Someone needs to send a private jet for me. It feels like negative 26 here. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. I actually spoke to two of my brothers today, and one of them was like, it's hailing right now. And then the other one later on was like, yeah, it's like 26 degrees out, but it feels like it's 2. And I was like, oh, this is why I moved to Florida. Okay, we got number 4 and number 12 are going to be going head to head against each other here to figure out our next matchup. Oh. Okay, let's do this thing. So there is a time in everyone's life where we have difficult decisions to be made. This, my friends, is one of those moments, because there's a lot of people out there who love classic Disney. There's a lot of people who love the Renaissance Disney, things like Little Mermaid, Lion King, etc., etc., etc. And then there's people who love like the new stuff, things like Frozen or Encanto, or maybe the first one we're going to talk about here. But sometimes you have to decide: am I more of a classic soundtrack person, or am I more of a modern classic, or not classic, or more of a modern soundtrack fan? And let's figure that out right here. Because Ta 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 da. Try everything. Bum 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 ba-dum. Try everything. I won't give up. No, I won't give in till I reach the end. Zootopia. Zootopia is one of those films that has an overlain soundtrack, and it's literally a soundtrack. Judy Hopps is literally listening to it on her earphones throughout the film, and it is just one of those classic songs. Try everything, along with so many other great instrumentals that are found throughout the entire film. Zootopia really has it so the entire movie is weaved together with this underlying theme of try everything, and try everything is just a classic song among many other classic songs that are found inside the film. However, if we're going to say classic, we got to go back, way back to 1940. Because back in 1940, we had another soundtrack that not only changed the way that Disney did soundtracks, but it also became an overlain theme of the entire Disney company, even to this day. Because, yes, you had a lot of great songs like Hi Diddly Dee and Actor's Life for Me, but we also had great songs that would truly be the anthem of the Disney company with When You Wish Upon a Star, makes no difference who you are. Pinocchio. Back in 1940, Pinocchio, along with the entire Disney company, completely changed the way that people saw Disney movies. Because with classic songs like Hi Diddly Dee, An Actor's Life for Me, and I've Got No Strings on Me, and so many other songs, we also had the hit When You Wish Upon a Star, which still to this day is considered the Disney anthem. So now it is time for you to figure out which one you want to move into round number 2. Is it Zootopia or Pinocchio? Throw your votes into the comments below. You've got about 90 seconds to throw those votes down there, starting right now. I mean, I love Try Everything, but at the same time, When You Wish Upon a Star is just such a great song. I mean, such a great song. And I mean, there's just Give a Little Whistle. That's a great song too. Give a little whistle. Give a little whistle. Okay, 90 seconds. We only have one vote in so far. And remember, this is not about the song, it is about the soundtrack. So I'm assuming this is going to be a vote for Encanto, or I'm sorry, not for Zootopia, not Pinocchio. Remember, yeah, we are going for the soundtrack, not for the, or I'm sorry, yeah, for the soundtrack altogether, not for individual songs. Okay, we got a lot of people who are watching right now. Right now, it's showing between both Facebook and YouTube. We got a total of 27 people watching, but we only have 5 votes. So keep throwing your votes in there, people. There's a lot of you out there who are watching but not voting. Get your vote heard. Because right now, it looks like we may have it so one of our favorite movies of all time will fall by the wayside because you just sat there and you watched it, much like we all watched Brother Bear die. You got 15 seconds left to vote. Okay. We got a few people coming in to vote right now, but it looks like it might be too late because we only have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we got 1 vote for Pinocchio, 1 vote for Zootopia, 2 for Pinocchio, 2 for Zootopia, 3 for Pinocchio, 4 for Pinocchio, 4-3. And another one. Rockefeller Tree is about to be lit. Who's watching that? I would never. I've never understood the idea. But Pinocchio's moving on. I've never understood the appeal of watching the Christmas tree get lit there. Oh, yeah, I need 2 numbers from you guys between the numbers of 1 and 10. Throw your votes or your numbers in there. First 2 to pop up will be the 2 that are going head to head here. Pinocchio. I always thought it'd be really cute to have a little boy named Pinocchio and you call him Pinocchio. I just think that's a cute name. 5 and 8 are the first 2 to pop up here, and 5 and 8 it will be. Okay, what is number 5? What is number 8? Oh, there's some times in life where. Wait, this is a long title. There's sometimes in life where things kind of just go together, like peanut butter and jelly. Like that's the only thing that goes together. Like Brent Dodge and ice cream. Like Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and a railroad. That's right. Because on March 4th, 2020, Disney came out with a brand new attraction with a theme song that simply told us, nothing can stop us now. I'll tell you how. We have any trouble. But the great thing, DuckTales and Disney Afternoon, yes, another thing that goes together well. And ironically enough, 10 days after they, had an attraction come out saying nothing can stop us now, the entire park closed down for like 6 months, which I always thought was really funny. It was the saddest time of my life, but I think it's really funny that it was just very ironic. But Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is one of those attractions that has a theme song that goes through the entire attraction that combines the entire storyline together in the form of Nothing Can Stop Us Now. No matter what scene you are in, you can hear the song being played. And even though it might not be the most prominent song being played, it is one of those things you can hear kind of going off in the background to tie the entire world together. Now, going up against Nothing Can Stop Us Now and Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is another soundtrack that completely changed the entire course of 11-year-old Brent Dodge's life. Because in 1995, when this movie came out, I could not stop singing all the songs, and I would not be denied the opportunity to know every single lyric. Because in 1995, we got probably one of the most elaborate and one of the most amazing soundtracks that Disney's ever come out with in a Goofy movie. Bump, ba-da-bum. Ba-da-bum, I got myself. There's so many just stand out as just, a classic song. But at the same time, After Today was my jam. Like, after today, I'm gonna be moving. And then it also has a great line of, I'm gonna sit on my butt. I got 40 more minutes of home economics. Put down with the textbooks and up with the comics. There's just so many great songs and so many great lyrics found throughout all of the different songs in Goofy Movie, with After Today stand out and so many other classic songs. And that is going to bring us to our next vote here. Which one do you want to move on to our next round? Is it Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway or a Goofy Movie? Throw your votes into the comments. You've got about 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. Bump, ba-da-bum. I'm gonna say them the typical thing. Living all my life in a way. Matter of this, a matter of time. Before I move to the front of the line. I mean, it's just such a great. I will never forget in gym class me correcting one of the other kids because we were singing Goofy Movie songs while we were there, and I corrected one of the other kids saying they were singing one of the songs wrong, and I had to go through and like badger them, which is ironic because we're in the Badger State. So, I mean, a Goofy Movie. If I can make you stop and take a look at me instead of just walking by. Boom, boom. And then even like the Lester's Possum Farm. Everything about Goofy Movie. It's just, it's a great soundtrack. You guys have about 15 seconds left to throw your votes in. I'm just over here gushing about a Goofy Movie right now. Okay, we got 1 for Goofy Movie, 2 for Goofy Movie, 1 for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, 3 for Goofy Movie, 4 for Goofy Movie. I absolutely love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, but I'll vote for Goofy Movie. And a Goofy Movie. A Goofy Movie will be standing out above the crowd. Even if I gotta shout out loud, tonight is the only place you'll see. Gonna stand out till you notice me. If I can make you stop and take a look at me instead of just walking by. We need 2 numbers between 1 and 8. Throw your numbers into the comments starting right now. boom, boom. By the way, I'm looking at numbers 1 through 8, and there's going to be some really tough decisions that you guys are going to be making in life pretty soon here. All right, we got 1 vote for 6 and number 3. 6 and 3 are going to be the first two numbers that popped up, so 6 and 3 will be going head to head against one another here. Oh, this is an interesting matchup. Wow, this is a really. I never even thought about these two going against each other, but now that it's happening, this is like the perfect matchup. So there's a lot of different things that we've talked about in this bracket series that have had, a nice little combination of both instrumental music and amazing soundtracks like A Goofy Movie, which we just talked about, or things like Peter Pan, where you've got these just great lyrics that everyone knows and loves. Both of these are purely instrumental. Both of these ones that are about to go head to head are completely instrumental, and both of them are completely life-changing. First off, 1940, yet again, Fantasia comes out in theaters, and it blows people's minds. Actually, it didn't blow that many people's minds, but the idea was a mind-blowing concept because Walt Disney came up with this idea, and he only was able to put 3 theaters. They had this surround sound system called Fantasound, where people could go in and be completely surrounded by the different musical notes in the different music, that it was all classical up on the screen. When all that was going on, it completely changed the course of history with the Disney company and music in general in films. So in this classic film, we've got great things like, of course, The Sorcerer's Apprentice. We've got Ave Maria, the only lyrics that are actually spoken throughout the entire thing. The Night on Bald Mountain, Rite of Spring, and so many other things. There are so many great songs in Fantasia that every time someone turns on that movie, they either, 1, fall asleep because it's, very soothing, or 2, that's how we used to get my little brother to sleep. We used to just turn on Fantasia and he'd be out like within the first 5 minutes. Or 2, every single song that is found in there is one that people do recognize. Going up against Fantasia, though, is another soundtrack that is completely filled with instrumentals, and some of those that just completely draws you in. Now, close your eyes for a second. Hello. I don't know if anyone closed their eyes, but if you did close your eyes, hello. Now, picture this in your head. You're walking up to the Magic Kingdom, or you're walking up to Disneyland, and you hear the train whistle off in the distance. You hear people talking, but amongst all that, there's something else that plays in the background that makes you realize that you are home, that you are at a Disney park. You're at the Magic Kingdom, or you're at Disneyland. And that is just the instrumental songs of classic Disney songs. And that's our next one. So whether it's bum ba dum bum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum 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 ba ba bum 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 ba dum bum bum bum. When you are walking up to these parks, you just have the instrumental songs of so many classic Disney songs that helps transport you completely into the park. It is as much of an invitation to the park as the sound of the train whistle, going up to the turnstiles, tapping your magic band, and entering into the park. It is the thing that first transports you into the park, is that soundtrack. So that brings us to our next vote. Which one do you want to move on? The Esplanade music from Magic Kingdom and Disneyland, or Fantasia? You have 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. I mean, both of these are great. I did not think that we're going to have an instrumental against instrumental soundtrack today, but that is where we're at. Instrumental versus instrumental. Ding, ding. This is good. This is good. This is actually kind of... I'm just looking at a few of the votes here. Again, we have a lot of people who are watching right now that are not voting. Currently 27 of you watching. but only about 10 to 15 of you guys watching or voting every single time. So throw your votes into the comments. It's important. Let's move on to our next round here. Keep on getting the things going through. Okay, we got about 10 seconds left to throw your votes in there. Hey, Janita, how you doing? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, let's go to our votes here. We got one for the Esplanade, 2. Fantasia's got 1. It's a 2-1 vote right now. Park Music, 3-1. 4-1, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, and Can't. Oh, Fantasia. I get it. 6-3. The Park Music will be moving on to our next round here, which is going to bring us to you guys with which one do you want to move on, or I'm sorry, which two numbers are we going to have go on to our next one? I need two numbers between 1 and 6. Voting starts right now. We're not voting. I can't spell Esplanade. 1 and 6. All right, we got 1 for 6. So we got 2 votes for 6, but it's not a voting one right now. Right now, we just need 2 numbers. So right now, we need one other number besides 6. We got 2 votes in right now. Both of them are 6, 6, 6. Right there. If Disney came out with a 250-disc Park Music Anthology box set, it would be the easiest purchase of my life. I agree. We have 6 and 4. 6 and 4 are going to be going head to head against each other in our next round here. Okay, let's do this one. There's one of these is one that I was like, this one I'm pretty sure it could go up against any of these things and it will lose, and we're about to find out if that's the case here. Starting off with a classic soundtrack. Yet again, a classic soundtrack. Bum 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 ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum ba-dum bum bum. Imagine it on an organ. Imagine like people on an ostrich and a zebra. Yes, we are going to be talking about Swiss Family Robinson. Swiss Family Robinson is a great film that came out back in the 1960. And when this film came out, it featured a lot of great adventure, a lot of great characters, but more importantly, some great music that completely transported people into the film. In addition to this great music and the great fun that was had, we also have things like them singing, "Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree." So it makes a great chance, or the timing just works out that we will have it. So this is a soundtrack that popped up here during Christmas time. Yay! Going up against Swiss Family Robinson. I've said this about a lot of these movies, but this one truly changed the course of the Disney company. Because back after Walt Disney passed away, some of the music in the films just kind of fell by the wayside. Not, it wasn't as popular. The songs didn't drive the story forward. And then in 1989, that all changed. Because I want to be where the people are. That's right. We're talking about The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is filled with so many classic songs like Part of Your World, Poor Unfortunate Souls, In Pain, In Need, This One Longing to Be Thinner, That One Wants to Get the Girl, and Do I Help Them? Yes, indeed. In addition to that, we also have great instrumental music, like the music that's playing as people go down the street. But overall, it comes down to which one do you want to have moving on? Do you want to have it so we are saying kiss the girl, or are we saying kiss goodbye to the Swiss Family Treehouse or Robinson? Throw your votes in starting right now. You got 90 seconds to throw this vote in. I'm 99.99999% positive I can write down Little Mermaid's moving on, but I'm not going to, because I do have faith that maybe there's enough Swiss Family Robinson fans out in the world that are banding together right now and saying, you guys need to get on this guy's broadcast right now and vote for Swiss Family Robinson. There you see her, sitting there across the way. This will be an easy vote, probably the easiest of today. And it don't take a word, except it takes 3 words to write down The Little Mermaid. Sing with me now. Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid, Little Mermaid. We got a lot of never forget Brent Dodge's obsession with Home on the Range. It's a great film. I just watched it again a few weeks ago. It's a great movie. And it's got some great songs in it too. Home on the Range could have easily been on here, but right now Little Mermaid is moving on to our next round. Okay, your next vote is going to determine our last 2 matchups of the first round. We need 2 numbers between 1 and 4. The first 2 to pop up will be going head to head against one another here. And then whatever remaining 2 are going to be the last 2. Okay, we got 1 vote for 1 and number 1 and number 3. 1 and 3 are going against each other, which means 2 and 4 will also be going against each other. Oh, okay. Let me just write down both of them. Okay, this is these are 2 very unique matchups that are gonna possibly cause fights. So, wait, what was the last one? Little Mermaid one. Let's throw this into our next category here too. Oh wait, let's start us off with the ones that you guys chose, number 1 and 3. Now, think about some of your favorite, just fun Disney songs. Things like "Ooby-Doo, I wanna be like you, wanna walk like you, talk like you, it's true." That's right, we're gonna be talking about the Jungle Book here first. The Jungle Book has a few classic Disney songs. Things like "I Wanna Be Like You," sung by King Louie. We also have things like "Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife." Yeah, man. And in addition to that, we also have like great underrated songs like "Trust in Me, Just in Me, Close Your Eyes." Fun fact about that one, that was sung by Sterling Holloway, who also did the voice of Winnie the Pooh, which just ironically happens to be the one this is going against. So now you got Jungle Cruise on, or Jungle Book on one side. We got Winnie the Pooh on the other. Winnie the Pooh also has amazing songs. Things like "The Wonderful Thing About Tiggers is Tiggers the Wonderful Thing. The tops are made of the rubbers. The bottom are made of the springs. They're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun. The most wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Woo-hoo-hoo." In addition to that, we also have other great songs like "I'm just a little black rain cloud hovering above a honey tree." And of course, the classic "Deep in the 100-Acre Woods, where Christopher Robin plays. It's time for you to vote again. So you've got 90 seconds today. It's Jungle Book or Winnie the Pooh to throw into the comments now. And if you don't vote, well, guess what? I will cry like a cow. Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh. I think this is going to be a toss-up. I kind of feel like I know what's going to happen, what's going to win, but now I'm looking at the votes, and I don't think I know what's going to happen at all. Wow, Winnie the Pooh has got a lot of fans out there. Winnie the Pooh's got a lot of fans. The Frank fam is voting very well together today. I want to say, the Frank fam, I am very proud of all of you guys, because usually there is blood and tears. And tonight, you guys I've noticed you guys have been all on the same page for most of these votes. So, well done. I'm very happy that these sessions of the Wednesday show are bringing you guys all together. But at the same time, I personally would have voted for Jungle Cruise, not Jungle Cruise, Jungle Book. I would have voted for Jungle Book. I love Jungle Book music. Now I'm the king of the swingers home, the jungle VIP. I've reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. I want to be a man cub, and stroll right into town and be just like the other men. I'm tired of like monkeying around. Oh, ooby doo. I want to be like you. All right, let's go to our vote here. We got 1 for Winnie the Pooh, 2 for Winnie the Pooh, 2-1 with Jungle Book having a vote, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1. The greatest one is the gold basement. Makes sense. Okay, we still have a lot of people who are watching and not voting. Right now, that was just a 7-1 vote. Winnie the Pooh is moving on to our next round. Winnie the Pooh. All right, which brings us to our final matchup of round number 1. Prepare yourself for tears. That was a message to myself, not to you guys. Eric, you also prepare yourself for tears. Let's start off with just a great villain song. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. It's like Cruella de Vil. Then you got other great songs like Canine Baji's good to eat. Hey, let's answer this question real quick here. Hello, when is the new Bus Rap Challenge happening? We are going to do the Bus Rap Challenge once again once we hit 9,000 subscribers. We are currently sitting at 8,157 subscribers. So if you know 843 people who want to subscribe, that's going to be when it's going to happen. Okay, so anyways, going up against the wonderful, the amazing, the super duper great soundtrack of 101 Dalmatians is the soundtrack of our entire lives. And not just my life, your life too. Well, maybe not you, but yes, you. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales, woohoo. Every day they're out there making DuckTales, woohoo. And then, the danger watch behind. There has never been in the history of mankind a soundtrack or a theme song as amazing as the DuckTales theme song. I'm so sorry. Okay, so that is going to put us on to our next vote here. Which soundtrack do you want to vote on to the next, or move on to the next round? Either 101 Dalmatians or DuckTales. Remember, we were voting for the soundtrack, not for the individual songs. DuckTales, I'm getting the tattoo tomorrow. Come on, people, vote out for our happiness. Let me show you. Eric, do you mind if I show people the tattoo? Look at that. That's going to be on Eric's body for the rest of his life. Okay, so it's either DuckTales or 101 Dalmatians. You guys have about 15 seconds left to throw your votes in. It looks like I might be the tiebreaker in this one from what I'm seeing right now. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, we got 1 for DuckTales, 2 for DuckTales, 2-1. 101 Dalmatians has a vote. 3-2, or I'm sorry, 3-1, 3-2, 4-2, 4-3, 5-3, and 5-4. DuckTales moves on to our next round. DuckTales. Woohoo. Oh, yeah. I'm really excited that DuckTales has moved on. Okay, guys, that wraps up round number 1. But guess what? We still have enough time tonight to start up round number 2. Ding, ding. Okay, guys, I need 2 numbers from you guys between the numbers of 1 and 32 to figure out what our first head-to-head competition in round number 2 is. We were looking for 2 numbers between 1 and 32. Let's throw them into the comments starting right now. We got number 19, and number 19 will be going head-to-head against everyone. We also have, come on, everyone, sub. I wanted to see this bus challenge. 19 versus 16. 19 versus 16. Okay, let's figure out what 19 and 16 are going to be here to go head-to-head against each other. Okay. So for those of you guys who have never been here for our bracket series before, and you don't know how the bracket series works, we used to do what I thought was, okay, this one's a number 1 song or soundtrack or character or movie or whatever the topic is, and this one I think is a number 16, and we would put them head to head, and it would be kind of a competition, but it was not random enough for us because I would be basing everything on my own personal opinion. And so then we started to do the randomness. And when we started to do the randomness, it made things a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, because you never really knew what was going to go on. You didn't know what was going to go head to head. You didn't know what the stakes were going to be. And on this one, the stakes are massive. Because if I were to make a list of the top 10 Disney soundtracks of all time, easily, I would put both of these ones on there. So we're going to go through, we're going to talk about the soundtracks, and then before we go to the soundtracks, you guys are going to vote, and you're going to figure out which one you want to move on to the next round. Let's start us off with the earlier of the 2. No, let's just start us off with one of them at random. You guys said 19 first, so let's start off with what number 19 was. Tale as old as time, true as... Beauty and the Beast is not just a beautiful film. It was the first animated film ever nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Not Best Animated Picture, Best Picture. It was like up for Best Picture. And part of it was because of the music. We have things like the classic song Beauty and the Beast. We've got things like Be a Guest, Be a Guest, put our service to the test. Try the gray stuff, it's delicious. Don't believe me, ask the dishes. Also in Beauty and the Beast, we've got things like No One. Gaston is an amazing song. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I want it more than I can tell. For once it might be grand to have someone understand. We have so many songs. There's something there. Beauty and the Beast is an amazing soundtrack. However, 3 years after that, another amazing soundtrack came out that blew everyone's socks off. And this became the highest grossing animated film of all time for 20 years. That's right. From the day we arrive on the planet and blinking step into the sun. That's right. The Circle of Life from The Lion King. We also have I'm gonna be a mighty king, so enemies beware. Well, I've never seen a king or beast with quite so little hair. Blink. We also have things like be prepared for the rule of the century. Be prepared for the murkiest time. A shiny new era is tiptoeing nearer. And where do we feature? Just listen to teacher. I know it sounds sorted, and you'll be rewarded unless I am given my dues. And of course, who can forget? Can you feel the love tonight? That is going to bring us to you guys. Can you feel the love tonight? Because these are two of the most popular soundtracks of all time, And this is just to get into the Sweet 16. Which one do you want to have move on? Beauty and the Beast or The Lion King? You've got 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. Also, I just want to let you guys know we just went up a subscriber, so you are one video closer, or one subscriber closer to having that crazy challenge. Plus, you guys just earned yourself at least one more round through the night here. This is also going to be, I think this is going to be a very close vote. I could be wrong. I have no idea. I'm not even looking at the votes right now. I'm just going to focus on you guys. I'm watching the timer. You still have about 30 seconds left to throw your votes in there. But, I mean, Beauty and the Beast is an amazing soundtrack. Lion King is an amazing soundtrack. Both of them are literally, I'm not even joking when I say that I think both of them are... I'm gonna have to send I'm gonna have to send the kid to bed. He's voting against me. So now the Frank fam problems have all gone over to the Anderson family. Okay, let's go through this. It's time to tally our votes. 1 for the Lion King, 1 for Beauty and the Beast, 2 for the Lion King, 2 for Beauty and the Beast, 3 for the Lion King, 4 for the Lion King, 4-3 with the Lion King still in the lead. We are now tied 4-4, 5-4, Beauty and the Beast, 6-4, Beauty and the Beast, 6-5, the Lion King slowly coming ahead, or is coming behind, 7-5, 8-5, 8-6, 8-6. Beauty and the Beast barely wins this round. Oh my gosh. Both, I don't know what, I honestly, if it came down to a tie, I don't know what I would have voted for. That is unbelievable. No. We want that. Ah! 2. I'm just getting the next round here. There we go. Okay, I need 2 numbers from you guys, 1 through 30. First 2 numbers pop up in the chat room. We'll move on to the next round. And Thomas, no, don't send me to bed, Daddy. How dare you? Okay, first 2 numbers to pop up. Number 22 is the first one. 22 is going to be going up against number 20. 22 versus 20 is going to be our next head-to-head right here. Ooh. Okay. Okay, our first one is one that we've already talked about tonight. So let's kind of glaze over that. I know we have a few people out there who have joined us since we started tonight's broadcast, but in one corner we have the Disney anthem, the one of the greatest Disney songs of all time, along with a great soundtrack featuring songs like "Hi Diddly Dee" and "There's Life for Me." I've got no strings to hold me down, to make me zip, to make me fun. And of course, "When You Wish Upon a Star." Of course, we are talking about Pinocchio. Pinocchio is one of the most classic and one of the most iconic Disney films of all time, and part of it is because of its classic and iconic soundtrack, including the amazing song "When You Wish Upon a Star." Going up against it is another film that you guys moved on from round 1, because obviously we're in round 2. So this is much like the songs that we talked about earlier tonight, a very instrumental soundtrack, but at the same time, there are some lyrics in some songs. They're just not in English. Ba-dum-bum, 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 bum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum, ba-dum. We were talking about Ratatouille. Ratatouille is one of those film soundtracks that you just can't help but smile for. As soon as you start to hear those classic notes playing in the background, you know you are being transported to France to watch a amazing little rat cook some food, including the world famous Ratatouille. By the way, I saw a thing the other day talking about how the worst business decision of all time was the fact that the critic, Anti-Ego, funded a restaurant for a rat, and rats don't live very long. So that's just, I thought that was kind of funny. But that is going to bring us to our next vote here. Which soundtrack, again, we're looking at the soundtracks, do you want to have move on to the next round? Is it Pinocchio or Ratatouille? You've got 90 seconds to throw your votes out, starting right now. This will be our possibly second to last vote for the evening because you guys did earn yourself a bonus round and we just hit our time limit for the evening. But we will have one more round after this one because of that new subscriber. So if you guys out there have anyone else who you want to subscribe so we can go into another bonus round, send them over. We're currently at 8,158 subscribers. We just need to get to 8,159, and then you get another bonus round. And then if you get another one, we get another bonus round. And then if you get another one, we get another bonus round. If you get another one, we get another bonus round. And then you get another one, we get another bonus round. And eventually, it'll be like 4 weeks from now, we're like, okay, we can finally finish up this episode. Okay, you guys have 10 seconds left to throw your votes in there. There's a lot of votes coming in right now, and a lot of variety, it looks like. All right, we got 1 for Pinocchio, 2 for Pinocchio, 3 for Pinocchio, 3-1. Ratatouille's got a vote there. 3-2, 3-3. Ratatouille has tied it up. 4-3. Pinocchio has taken the lead. 4-4. Yet again, we are tied. 5-4. Pinocchio has taken the lead. 5-5. Ratatouille ties it up. And 6-5. Pinocchio barely pulls out the win. And we have a bunch of people right now who are watching that did not vote. Oh my gosh. And if they're Ratatouille fans, they're probably kicking themselves right now because they didn't vote. But you know what? Maybe instead of voting, they want to choose a number between numbers 1 and 28. Throw your votes down starting right now, or your numbers down between 1 and 28, starting right now to figure out what our next round is going to consist of. I'm hoping it's a good one. Again, a reminder, this might potentially be our last round of the night. We've got number 11 and number 3, unless we get another subscriber here. So if we get another subscriber before this round is over, we will go into another extra inning. Ooh, okay. This is going to be a matchup. We apparently round 2 is the round of really, really difficult matchups. There's a few on here that I don't know how they made it through the first round. Okay, so let's get us through our next vote here. Potentially our last one of the evening here. Unless, like I said, before we wrap up this one, we get another subscriber. We are currently sitting at our 8,158 still. Okay, starting this off with a more modern, even though I shouldn't even say modern because I know for a fact we've got some people who are watching the show right now that were not alive when this movie came out, which makes me so sad because I was 18 years old when this movie came out. Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch has amazing, amazing Hawaiian vocals found throughout the entire film, helping transport you to the island of Hawaii. But in addition to that, we also have a classic song in the form of Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride. Going up against Lilo and Stitch is another film that it's another classic film filled with classic music that, again, as soon as you hear some of the notes, it totally transports you to the movies. And when it brings you to that movie, you just can't help but smile because I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, when did you last let your heart decide? A Whole New World. Prince Ali, fabulous, he, alia, baba. You've never had a friend, never had a friend, never had a friend, never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. There are so many amazing songs in Aladdin that, of course, it's just one of the most classic soundtracks of all time, but it is going against a movie that is 10 years younger than it, which is going to have you decide what moves on to our next round. Lilo and Stitch or Aladdin. Throw your votes into the comments starting right now. Oh my. Oh my. Wow, I'm seeing some of these votes. Some of these votes right now are tough one, but gotta go with Lilo and Stitch. That's an interesting one. Greg, you grew up in the time of Aladdin. I feel like this is one of those soundtracks where if you grew up with one of them, you're more likely to, like, I would choose Aladdin in a heartbeat. I remember, so they had different, like, I just remember going to Toys R Us when Aladdin first came out, and they had an entire wall of just Aladdin toys. And they had an Aladdin doll. And I thought it was like just a cool, like, a bigger action figure. And my brother gave me the toughest time. He's like, dude, you're buying dolls now. And I was like, this is not a doll. And then like later on, I was like, years later, I was like, oh, yeah, that was a doll. That was like a Barbie doll. But I still loved it. Okay, let's go through and figure out what is moving on. Is it Aladdin or Lilo and Stitch? We got one vote for Aladdin. Aladdin and Tom is heading to bed, but he picked Lilo and Stitch. So those two cancel each other out. So 2-1 vote right now. 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 5-3, 5-4, 5-5, 6-5. Aladdin barely wins. We still have a lot of people who are not voting, but there's a potential if this was our last vote of this evening, unless we got those subscribers that we were looking for. Let's see if we got those subscribers or not. If we did, we are going to be moving on. We were at 8,158. We are currently at 8,161. You all rock. You guys just earned yourself not one, not two, 3 bonus rounds here. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to keep on doing bonus rounds until either we don't get more subscribers or until it hits 11 o'clock. But you have for sure have earned yourself 3 new rounds here. So keep on throwing those subscribers over. I need 2 numbers from you between the numbers of 1 and 26. Throw those numbers into the comments starting right now. Oh, you guys just earned another one. Holy cow. Our all-time record is 8,166. So just saying, if we can get a few more here. 13 and 23 are the first 2 to pop up on my side here. 13 and 23 it is. Okay, what is 13 and 23? Ooh, okay. Versus, oh wait, one of these we've already talked about tonight, so we're not going to go into too much detail. But for those of you out there who may not have been with us when we talked about this, let's talk a little bit about it once again. When it comes to going to a Disney park, there are different things that help transport you into different spots. Whether you are going from Fantasyland into Liberty Square, and you've got an amazing transition that takes you from Columbia Harbor House to Columbia Harbor House with an amazing transition with different sights and different sounds and different things like that. But there is one transition that helps take you from the real world to the world of being inside of a Disney park, specifically being inside the Magic Kingdom or Disneyland Park, and that is the Disney Esplanade music. While you are there, you hear different instrumental songs of various different Disney songs or music. Different, you know what I'm talking about. But as you go through, you hear the different music, and it helps transport you from an everyday life to a life full of magic, mystery, and so much happiness. Going up against the Disneyland and Magic Kingdom entrance music is another soundtrack that just makes me happy. Again, written by Alan Menken, who has written many of the songs that we've gone through here tonight. But Alan Menken has a lot of songs that help transport you into the stories that are being told. But in this case, he also has it so that story helps transport the characters to a completely different place as well. Because why are you singing as a song or as a quote that is used in this film with "How does she know you love her? How does she know she's yours? How does she know that you love her?" Bum, 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 bum. And then, of course, we also had the classic song, "You're in my arms and all the world is calm." So going head to head against each other in this round, we have either the Disneyland / Magic Kingdom entrance music or the movie, the soundtrack for Encanto. No, not Encanto, Enchanted. My bad. So it's either Disneyland / Magic Kingdom entrance music or Esplanade music or Enchanted. You've got 90 seconds to throw your votes in starting right now. I completely butchered that one. I feel like Enchanted might lose because of my mistalking. That song, the "You're in my arms and all the world is calm" from the end of that film. Every time I hear that song, I just think about World of Color, the original World of Color, like the original show, and that was the song that they played after Mufasa dies. It's like, are you kidding me right now? It's like the saddest thing in the world. I love you. And then then it goes to that too with with a lot of death in Disney movies. Okay, keep on throwing your things out. We got about 15 seconds left to throw your votes into the comments. Figuring out we still have 2 more rounds at least after this one. So keep on throwing those subscribers over here as well. We just lost a subscriber. I don't know if anyone knows where that person is. Tell them to come back. So what are you guys doing? Why are you leaving us here? You're in my arms. Okay, let's go to our votes here. We've got 1 for Magic Kingdom, 2 for Magic Kingdom Disneyland Esplanade Music, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3. Enchanted ties it up. 4-3 with Enchanted in the lead. Magic Kingdom entrance music 4-4. We are tied once again. 5-4. Enchanted 5-5. So unless there's another vote for one of these two within the next few seconds or few minutes here while I try to figure out what I'm going to vote for. Okay. This is a tough one. I did not think I was going to be a tiebreaker today, but apparently I'm going to be a tiebreaker today. So I love Enchanted. I really love Enchanted music. Enchanted was one of those movies that took me by surprise. I remember when I saw it, I was dating this girl at the time, and her and I went to see the movie like twice. And then after the second time, we're like, we got to bring our parents. So we came over with our families and we watched it again. And then I snuck back another time. And a big part of it was because of the music. The music just completely blew me away. And I also just love the storyline. And there's something special about the music. But there's also just something. I go to Disney every day. Literally every day. For those of you who are just joining us for our first time, literally I am the first person ever to go to Walt Disney World 365 consecutive days, according to Disney. That was me. Hello. They wrote an article about me 10 years ago. When I am walking up to the Magic Kingdom like I did today, and I did yesterday, and I will tomorrow too, and I hear that music playing, it just makes me happy. It just makes me happy, and it transports me to a place that even though I go literally every single day, I can't help but just love the music and how it transports me there. And I did not think I was going to be voting for that music today, but that's my vote. The Disneyland / Magic Kingdom Esplanade music will move on to our next round. I am so sorry, Enchanted, because I love you so much, but I had to kill something, and unfortunately, Enchanted is the death. Okay, let's go to our next one here. I need 2 numbers between 1 and 24. Throw the numbers into the comments below. First 2 to pop up will be our next one here. It's Brother Bear. How do I unsubscribe? There's a little button. But please don't. I'm sorry, Enchanted, and I'm sorry to people out there who love Enchanted. I love Enchanted too, but apparently I love the Disney parks more. Okay, we get number 24 and number 1. This is potentially going to be our second to last one unless we get that subscriber back. Okay, let's number 1 and number 24. Oh, wait a minute. No, this is a different matchup than I thought. Okay. You know, sometimes you guys throw things at me when we're doing the random thing at the start, where we say, okay, we need you guys to figure out 64 different things and we're going to figure out what's going to go head to head against one another. And some of them I'm not a fan of, not going to lie, but that's good. Wait a minute, please. I mispronounced the word enchanted. Please. So sometimes you guys throw things at me and I say, okay, that's other people's preferences. It's not my preferences. But the two that we're about to do are two of my least favorite that made the list. But at the same time, I'm going to try to do my best to sell both of them to you guys on why it should be the winner, even though neither one of them should be. No, I do like one of them more. I know which one I'm going to vote for if it comes down to it. Let's start off with everybody wants to be a cat because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Obviously, the Aristocats. The Aristocats has a lot of different classic songs that were written by the Sherman Brothers, including Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. We also have different things like, what's it called? Juice and Every goes, do me, so me, ba-na-ba-na-bum. But one of my favorites is Abraham the Lazy, lazy. Thomas O'Malley the Alley Cat. Going up against the Aristocats is another soundtrack for a theme park area. Now, this theme park area does include a few different classic songs, but let's first talk about New Orleans Square, because in New Orleans Square, we have a lot of different jazzy music playing throughout the area. But in addition to that, we did throw in our first round, so we're going to throw them again this time, two songs that help propel New Orleans Square forward. One of them being Grim Grinning Ghosts Come Out to Socialize, written by Exitentio, and also written by Exitentio, Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. And that's going to bring us to our second to last vote of the evening, possibly more if we get another subscriber. But our potential second one, the last one, which one do you want to move on to the next round? New Orleans Square or the Aristocats? Throw your votes into the comments starting right now. You got 90 seconds. Everybody wants to be a cat, because the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Bum, 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 bum. Everybody wants to be a cat. Hallelujah. Dead men tell no tales. I think this is going to be an interesting vote. I did not think it was going to be as close as it is right now, but I keep on looking at the chat room, and you guys are actually, it's a pretty close vote. I might be killing two things tonight. I might be voting against something else here. Do you think we're going to get a treasure special on Disney Plus, like the Wish one? I hope so. I really hope so too. I really hope so. All right, we're going to give you guys 5 more seconds to vote. 4, 3, 2. All right, 1 for New Orleans Square, 1 for the Aristocats, 2 for New Orleans Square, 3-1 right now. 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, with Aristocats now taking the lead. 4-4, New Orleans ties it up. 5-4, Aristocats is back in the lead. 6-4, 7-4, the Aristocats is moving on. It's the one I would not have voted for. So all of you Aristocats fans out there, you should be happy because it was going to die. It was definitely going to die. Okay, I need 2 numbers out there between the numbers of 1 and 22. Again, this is potentially our last one unless we get subscriber number 8,162 back from leaving us earlier. Come on, 8,162. Y'all killed Grim Grinning Ghost and Yo-Yo. What's the matter with y'all? What do you think of the live action Snow White trailer? It has me more excited than I was. I was not too excited about Snow White and about the new Snow White film, but the trailer has me more interested than I was. Right, we got number 7 and number 8. 7 and 8 are going to be our next 2 head-to-heads here. Potentially our last one of the evening, again, unless we get one more subscriber as the evening goes on here. Good evening. Oh, snap, sister. Okay. This is going to be a tough one. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Okay. We've already talked about one of these tonight, so let's talk a little bit about it again here, but we're not going to go into too much detail. But back in 1953, we got a classic film that I personally love, featuring songs like "The Second Star to the Right shines in the night for you," and things like "We're following the leader, the leader, the leader," and of course, "You can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly, you can fly. When there's a smile in your heart, there's no better time to start." Peter Pan. We're, of course, talking about Peter Pan. Peter Pan being the classic songs from 1953. One of the greatest soundtracks, in my opinion. Going up against it is another thing that I would consider one of the greatest soundtracks, in my opinion. This is a soundtrack that did not consist of a single original song, meaning every single song that was found on this soundtrack was created for completely different purposes. It was completely, they were all made 30 years before this movie even came out. That's right. We were talking about the only Marvel thing that is still on the list, Guardians of the Galaxy. This one features classic songs like "Come and Get Your Love," "Come and Get Your Love," and of course, no, that's the only one. No, it's hey, hey. Is that no? That's the same song. Wait, what are the other songs in Guardians of the Galaxy? No, yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack. I'm drawing the biggest blank. Oh, Hooked on a Feeling. I'm hooked on a feeling. Boom. I Want You Back. Michael Jackson, Jackson 5. But let's go to you guys. Which ones do you want to have move on to our next round? Is it Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack or Peter Pan soundtrack? You've got about 90 seconds to throw your votes in, starting right now. While you guys vote, I will answer this question. Yes, I actually I went to the D23 event last Tuesday for Moana 2. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good. It's one of those that you can see. It was originally supposed to be a series on Disney Plus. It was a 6-episode series, and then they realized that they could make it into a movie, so they combined those episodes together and turned it into a movie. And I think they actually did a really good job considering that's what they were going through. But yeah, no, I think it's. I think it was a good movie. I don't think it's as good as the original one, but I still really enjoyed it. I was even surprised that my brother, who is not a big movie fan at all, he called me today and he's like, he took my nephew. I was like, yeah, he's like, it was a great movie. The music obviously not as good, but I still think it was actually it was a good film. Okay, you guys have about 15 seconds. Let's throw your votes in there. Okay. Guardians of the Galaxy, they have some banger soundtracks. They really do. They got some great soundtracks. 1-1, 2-1, 2-2. Guardians of the Galaxy has tied it up. 3-2 with Guardians of the Galaxy in the lead. 3-3, Peter Pan has tied it up. 4-3, Guardians of the Galaxy is in the lead again. 4-4, Peter Pan, with my family yelling at me to vote for Guardians. 5-4, 5-5. Oh, and that's the last vote. Let me do a recount here before I have to kill off something else. 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-3, 4-4, 5-4, 5-5. Oh my gosh. Okay. It comes down to this. On the plus side, this will not be our last one tonight because we did get our subscriber back. So we have one more vote after this one, which most likely will be our last one because that'll hit that 11 o'clock time slot that we were talking about. Oh, What do I want? I mean, I'm a huge Peter Pan fan, but I love the Guardians of the Galaxy. I really love the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack, but I love the Peter Pan. So it really comes down to which one am I more in the mood for right now? Because there's just something electric about. Ooh, don't break things. There's something electric about. I kind of like Eric's idea. Then you have to take the blame. Um, I like that idea, but I feel like I need to make a decision, even though I really don't know. I'm really, literally, I have zero clue. They're two completely different soundtracks. I love Peter Pan soundtrack. I think "You Can Fly, You Can Fly, You Can Fly" is a great song, but love, love the song. The second starter right. I think that's just such a beautiful song. I think it's one of the most amazing Disney songs that's ever been created. But I love Guardians of the Galaxy music has amazing music. Okay, I've made up my mind in my head. The one moving on, and let me explain myself real quick here, is because of the category of being the best Disney soundtrack of all time, I am voting for Peter Pan, specifically because all the songs in Peter Pan were created specifically for Peter Pan. Even though I love the soundtrack for Guardians of the Galaxy, the fact that none of the songs were created for Guardians of the Galaxy is the only reason I'm not voting for it. But honestly, if you asked me tomorrow, it would be Guardians of the Galaxy probably. And if you ask me the next day, it might be Peter Pan. I'm really, but Peter Pan. I'm voting for Peter Pan. I might regret this decision later, because one, I do love Guardians of the Galaxy a whole lot, but even more importantly, because I know that I'm not going to hear the end of this for the next 7 years, like Brother Bear. But you know what? What never happens? Exits. Bye. You know what never happens though? The people who also vote for Peter Pan, they don't stick up for me. They just go, I'm happy for now. And then I take the blame for the next 7 years. So, okay. We did get one more subscriber. So we have one last vote. This is going to be our last vote of the evening here. Thank you, everyone out there who has subscribed as we've gone through here. Plus, you've ridden Guardians of the Galaxy more times this year than Peter Pan's play. They're probably really close to the same. I do go on both of them quite a bit. Okay, I need two numbers from you guys between the numbers of 1 and what was the other number? 1 and 22. No, I'm sorry, 1 and 20. 1 and 20. 1 and 20. Throw your numbers into the comments starting right now. First two to pop up will be our final two going head to head tonight. We got number 1 and number 19 going head to head in our final round this evening. Let's see what it is. Guys, please do not tie this one. Because oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? Okay. Tonight's episode is sponsored by Brent's Tears because this is a really difficult one too. But these are two of the best, in my opinion, two of the best Disney soundtracks of all time. When we put Lion King and Beauty and the Beast against each other, that was tough. This is going to be just as tough, in my personal opinion. Number 1, a movie that launched a brand new princess era in 2009. The evening star is shining bright, so make a wish and hold on tight. There's magic in the air tonight, and anything can happen. Princess of the Frog. Princess of the Frog is one of those soundtracks that every time I listen to it, I fall in love with the soundtrack all over again. It has amazing songs right from the start to I'm almost there. I'm almost there. And then, of course, we have the Dr. Facilier song, too. Friends on the Other Side. There's just so many great songs in this film. And things like, you gotta dig a little deeper, find out who you are. Princess of the Frog is one of those soundtracks that from start to finish is just a great soundtrack, great songs, and everything is tied together so well. However, going up against it is another soundtrack that is filled with amazing songs that ties the entire film together so well. And it came out 1 year later. We're talking about Tangled. In Tangled, we've got flower gleam and gloom. Let the power shine. Make the clock reverse. Bring back what once was mine. What once was mine. In addition to just that song, which is just a throwaway song when you actually look at everything else, you've got things like, and at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted, and at last I see the light. Oh, there's just, and 7 a.m., the usual morning lineup. And then, of course, like, Mother Knows Best. Everything in both soundtracks is so good. I'm just going to let you guys decide. Princess and the Frog or Tangled. One of them is going on to the Sweet 16. One of them is staying here in the final 32. Let me know which one you want to move on. You have 90 seconds to throw your votes in. Oh, this is such a difficult one. I think I know what I will vote for. I'm 90% positive I know what I would vote for if it comes down to a tie. But honestly, these are two of my favorite soundtracks. These are two of my favorite soundtracks that Disney's ever done. When both movies came out, I literally listened to both of them to death. Like the CDs are completely gone for both of these. They're both still in Herbie, but both soundtracks were just such good soundtracks. And I love both soundtracks so much. And I think I know which one I'm going to vote for if it comes down to me having to vote, but I'm still not completely set. You guys have about 15 seconds left to throw your votes in, though. While you do that, I'm going to get a swig of my water here to help dry the tears that I'm going to cry when people start throwing insults at me because I have to make a decision here. I'll tell you what, it looks like it's going to be a close one. I've not been completely paying attention, but let's do this thing. We got 1 for Tangled, 2 for Tangled. Christina, I don't know if that's a vote for Tangled. Oh, I see. You have to vote later on. Okay, never mind. 2-1. 2-1 with this one. Princess of the Frog, hands down the greatest soundtrack of all time. 3-1, Tangled is still in the lead. 4-1, Tangled still in the lead. 4-2, Princess of the Frog. 4-3, 4-4, Princess of the Frog has tied it up. 5-4, Princess and the Frog has taken the lead. 6-4, Princess and the Frog is going through. Frank Pham coming in clutch. And no, why? Oh, this is where some dreams die and also some families fall apart. That's the Wednesday show for you. That's our tagline. Okay, Princess and the Frog has moved on to our next round here. Okay, let's throw that one right there. Okay, and that, my friends, is going to wrap up our super long episode of the Wednesday show. Thank you for helping us get to 8,162 subscribers tonight. I greatly appreciate that. Before we go, as always, tonight's episode is sponsored by our amazing Patreon pals. Patreon pals. Some are now unsubscribing. If you are one of the Patreon pals in the chat room right now, give us an oh yeah. And if you're one of the Patreon pals who are upset with me because of my voting, give us an oh no. Thank you to our Patreon pals for helping with tonight's episode. again, if you guys did not hear the exciting news, we are going to have a brand new book, which is, I'm going to finish the editing tonight. This is all we have left. We are almost done. And for those of you guys who didn't see it earlier, let's take a quick little preview once again of what is being drawn on for the cover so far. Right there. Oh, wait, come on, focus. There we go. This is our early stages of the cover of that book. So make sure you continue to follow here. We will let you know about that sometime in the very near future. But thank you everyone out there for joining us once again tonight. I hope you guys enjoy our chaos that is the Wednesday show, where we bring people together and break families apart. The Frank fam's mad at each other. The Anderson family is mad at each other. And I'm happy because we got to talk about Disney tonight. Thank you, everyone out there, for joining us. As always, remember that anything can happen if you let it. Until next time, have a great week, everybody. Goodbye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Goodbye. Bye-bye now. Are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good. My cheeks are just killing me. I just can't stand